Welcome to the Crazy Cool Family Podcast with Don and Suzanne Manning. Parents, what if we could give you the power to transform your family into something absolutely amazing?
A family where everyone is healthy, gets along, loves Jesus, and has great purpose in life.
Hey, let us flip your thinking to unlock the power God has given you to create your own Crazy Cool family.
Hello, all you crazy cool parents out there. I am so excited to have my best friend, Jill Hawkins, with me today. She is one of the most encouraging, inspirational cheerleaders that I know. I actually call her Mary Sunshine because she loves the sunshine to start off with. When it's rainy days, she's sad, but when the sun is out, she is so happy. She actually brings sunshine into every room and conversation that she's in. And so we trained up our children together. I had a girl baby. She would have a boy baby. I would have a girl baby. She would have a boy baby.
We were just babies ourselves.
We were. What were we doing?
I don't know.
And so I kept going and went on to have 7 kids, but she tagged out at 5. I remember her saying, yeah, you're going to be blessed by those, but I'm not doing that with you.
I'm done. I'm out.
And so now, as our kids are grown up and on the back end of our lives, she has become a certified health and wellness coach. And she has a specific certification in plant-based nutrition. And I would call her an expert. I would call her an expert because she has spent 30 years of helping her family eat healthy. But she says that she's an enthusiast. She's a health enthusiast when it comes to helping families eat healthy. And so I'm super excited. One, I want you to check out her website. We'll talk about it again at the end, hawkinswellness.com. But what we're going to talk today about is how to get your kids to eat healthy. And so to start off with, I know that eating healthy starts with the mama. And so as the mama, Jill, give us a little background on your journey on how you became a healthy eater.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I got into eating healthy because when I was 20 and in college, I got a dreaded phone call that my mom had cancer. So I had to go home from college, and I had to spend a summer with my mom at doctor's offices, and I was having surgeries and things like that. And at the end of the summer, the doctors just kept saying, it's not treatable. There's nothing we can do. And I mean, it was so frustrating as a young idealist, to hear there's nothing
we're
we
invincible
can do.
at 20. Yeah.
And so I went back to school. I had actually already enrolled in a nutrition class then. And when I got into the nutrition class, they kept saying, no, there are risk factors, but some of them you can control for. And so when I heard that, I wanted to hear more, because my mom did end up passing away, and I did spend that was the impetus towards what can I control and what can't I control. And then as we started having kids, it was all about, well, how do you eat healthy when you have all these kids and you're running around crazy and you have no energy? And what does that
You feel that,
look
mamas
like?
out there? You're like, yeah.
What does that look like? And then how do you get kids to eat broccoli? That's hard. So so it's just been a 30-year process of trying to figure out how's it going to look for me, and how's it going to look for kids, and what does that all mean?
Yeah, that's good. And so I just want to ask you the question. So help us understand the value, because you've studied it, so you know. So maybe talk to us like we're 5, but how help us understand the value of nutrition for the body. I mean, and what have you learned about how our body responds to these nutrients?
So yeah, nutrients are the base of the body. I mean, you literally are what you eat. There's really not going to be anything new or sexy. Most people that are listening out there, you're going to know these answers just from common sense. I think we all want some sort of a program or some sexy answer, but the answer really is very basic. But you really are what you eat. Your body regenerates. Every cell in your body regenerates every 7 years. You have a completely new body every 7 years.
So that's either really hopeful if you're putting good stuff in there, or it's like, oh no, if you're eating Twinkies.
You're literally what you eat, because your body is taking those nutrients and then regenerating every cell every day. And so, yeah, I mean, not to freak you out like you're just, you're failing. You're not failing. This is a process of learning what works for you and how to implement it. And I mean, human behavior change is really hard, and it takes a long time, and to give yourself a lot of patience and grace as you're doing that. But yeah, the power is in the plants. I mean, what makes a plant powerful makes you powerful. I mean, every choice, any choice that you make towards health, it doesn't have to be a big perfect program. Just choosing an apple over a Snicker bar.
That's good.
Every choice that you make, it makes a difference because your body takes those nutrients and starts making new cells.
And they're good cells. If it's good nutrients,
yes,
then it's positive
you want
cells.
As many nutrients as you can to be able to create those cells, but it is a process. And I do want to say too, like, one of the things that you can do for yourself, because yes, I do think the greatest thing you can do is role model, but not just role modeling perfect. It's role modeling the process of change, which means giving yourself a break. And you don't have to do it perfectly. You just try to find different substitutes. You take one thing at a time and you make one change, and then you do that for a while. And when you slip back and you fall, you eat something that you really don't want to eat, there's actually learning that comes from that. And so you have, on here you want me to talk about how did I give up my two favorite
Yeah, that's
things.
what I was going to ask. I was like, speaking of that right there. So yeah, we just went on a road trip with Jill, and she was however many months pregnant with Cole. I do not remember, but I do know that
French fries and cake. I had to have them,
Yes, and so we either had French fries or cake, one of the two. And so she's
are my two favorite.
Not necessarily has always been a squeaky clean, healthy eater.
Oh no.
But it's like you said, it's a process. And so how did you evolve from the French fries and the cake, so that now you don't eat them, right?
You can't do cake. I don't really
Krispy Kreme donuts weren't in Texas at the time, and so
So the story is, Todd and I, when we were first married, we after church one time ran by this donut shop that didn't just have regular donuts; they had large donuts, and we ate 19 donuts between the two of us. Yeah, and then proceeded to lay on the couch for 24 hours after that because we couldn't. So
donut coma.
Again, did I say it's a process? It's a process. Give yourself a lot of time and grace. Yes. So one of the things that you do is you find substitute foods. And so you go from eating French fries to, okay, I'm going to bake these fries and see how that works for me. Or when I go out now, I might get a side of beans or something like that. But it's much easier to substitute and say, I'm going to eat blueberries instead of, whatever your junk food of choice is. But to substitute rather than to say, I'm not eating this. To stop doing that is really hard, but to say, I am doing, if you're trying to get off Coke, to say, I'm going to drink LaCroix or kombucha is way easier than say, I'm not going to have a Coke this week. So,
and to have a similar element, like the reason you love the fries, which you discovered is the salt. And so what is it that you could eat
salty,
that would
crunchy,
be
the
salty,
chickpeas.
crunchy? Yes.
I do chickpeas now.
And so that's your salty, crunchy, much healthier replacement.
Yeah. So that's find a replacement and make, but then also don't when you slip, you always want to learn. It's never a win-lose. It's never win-lose in anything in parenting and anything in life. It's always win-learn.
That's good.
You win or you learn. It's not, you don't lose, because the learning is just as important. It's like an experiment. Oh, I had fries last night. Oh yeah, my head's not feeling really good this morning. Oh, then eventually I learned that it takes me 12 hours to get that fog out of my head. Well, I don't want to do that anymore. So
that's totally me with sugar. If a sugar and a white flour, if I do that combination, which is like the main ingredient of a chocolate chip cookie
or donut,
and so
cake,
if I eat that, then my brain is foggy.
I'm offline.
Yes.
For 12 hours. I'm offline.
Yes. And so you were saying something about Todd. He doesn't affect his brain as much as it affects his.
Yeah, that's a good. To find, when you're trying to make your own choices, find what is important to you that is the effect of your healthy eating. So mine is my brain, how my brain feels in the morning, but I'm a morning person, so I can really resonate with that, and I know that my brain is not on. My husband is a runner, and it's all about how does he feel. He might feel heavy. He's not motivated, so find something that can give you feedback the next day, because it'll affect you the next day.
Well, and that's for you parents on how it affects your health.
Yeah.
But you know your children best. And I know that when I fed Maddox like red dye, like a red gummy bear or a red fruit snack or whatever, he was bouncing off the walls. He was, he was not a fun child to be around when he would eat anything that had red dye in it. And I just started paying attention to that and realizing that. Yeah. And so parents, you have the front row seat to your kids. You get to watch. You're going to actually not only help them change it, but you're going to help them notice it too. Buddy, did you notice that when you eat that red stuff, you're not content, that you're angry or that you're a basket case? And so parents, that's one of our responsibilities, is to not only notice how the food affects us, but how is it reacting in our children as well.
Yeah, and that you make a good point that I wanted to make sure to say is you are the expert. You're the expert in you. And when don't take some things that I say and then go I have been shooting myself. Am I allowed to say that? Like, I have been shooting myself for 38, 40 years. You are the expert in you, and you are the expert in your children. And I just want to empower you to make the observations and make the choices and have the confidence to make those decisions.
Oh, that's good. So, but you are the expert on what we need to eat to grow healthy bodies. And so give us some simple, just something simple. So we can, when our brains are tired because we ate the wrong thing, what is something simple that we can run through and know, okay, this is good. This is good.
Yeah, I really want everybody to know that eating healthy is really basic and simple. In our modern culture, we've made it really confusing, and it's really not confusing. The majority of the experts really do agree. And again, it's not sexy. It's not some big plan. It is really basic. It's what people eat in rural China. It's what people eat in rural Africa. It's just eating mostly plants.
Well, and so what you always say, and I will remember it forever and ever, is a rainbow of color.
Yeah.
And so it help us understand what is, when you say a rainbow, eat a rainbow of color. I can just eat a rainbow of color. You need to envision that, ladies. She's got her arms going and her crazy curly hairs everywhere. Eat a rainbow of color. What does that mean?
Yeah. Every color in those foods is a different nutrient. So the blue in the blueberry, and the red in the apple, and the red in the strawberry, and the red, the orange in that orange bell pepper, or the white in the banana, the white in the cauliflower, the green, and all of those colors is a different nutrient. The green kiwi versus the golden kiwi. The sweet potato that's orange versus the sweet potatoes that are more white in the middle. Every one of those colors is a nutrient. It's a different nutrient. And so you want to eat a wide variety. And I think that makes it fun for kids too. Let's eat the rainbow. Did you eat the rainbow today? Did you have a different color, every different color of the rainbow today?
Oh, that's a great idea. And I just had the idea, if you're having a hard time getting your children eating the rainbow, then take them to the store and have them pick it out.
Yeah.
So then they've got a little bit of ownership with that.
Yeah, and you can even have a sheet that has all the colors of the rainbow, and you can hey, look at, is this a red? Is this an orange? Is this a green? And pick and do kind of your checklist according to that. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's good. And so part of that is not only buying the food, but even cooking the food. We had kind of talked about that a little bit.
Yeah, I asked Ben. He happened to be on the phone with me right after you had asked me this. I'm like, what would you say? And one of the things that was so great, he said, like we sometimes go out in the backyard and play catch. That's one thing that you do with your kids. Well, maybe being in the kitchen is another way that you can be with your kids, that you can play with your kids. And I know it seems hard in the beginning, it's much harder. And if you have little kids, it just seems really hard. But in the end, it'll save you so much time as they get older. And if they can learn how to cook, that back end, those last 6 years, you have so much freedom.
That's so good.
Yeah.
And that's just such a great way to get your kids interested in the good for them food, is for them to have ownership.
Yes.
And for them to help you, one, pick it out, but two, to prepare it and to cook it. Because if you have a picky eater and they've cooked it, it's their creation. And so they're going to be more likely to want to eat that.
Yeah. Yeah. And it can actually be the way Ben said it was, he realizes that eating is something that involves creativity. It's art. It's a skill. It's a life skill to learn. But it's actually science and part engineering, but it's all of these things that actually have an effect on the human body. So it has an effect too. So what else? I mean, I believe that art has an effect on our mind and everything too, but I'm just saying it has all of those things.
Literally
and it has
a physical effect. Yeah, and so I think that is so powerful because everything we do as parents is to train our children to be independent, contributing members of society. And right now what we're doing when it comes to eating healthy is they are being independent, contributing to themselves, their physical build, their 7-year replacement, rebuild of body. And so that's what you're doing. And so, it is hard in the beginning to have the little kid in there helping chop and cut or whatever.
Yeah. But
it's worth it and it's valuable because you're actually teaching them to take care of themselves.
Yeah. And as you're talking there, I also remember something I wanted to say too is, keep it basic. It doesn't have to be fancy unless that's what's important to you. If you're a person that loves cooking and you love intricate design of, meals and stuff like that, by all means. But when I had all those little, keep it basic. You just make oatmeal for the whole week and then just scoop that out. Make all the potatoes in your Instapot for the whole week and then just take one of those out. I eat a sweet potato cold.
That's good. Yeah.
Just eat fruit. Make it really basic. It doesn't have to be fancy. It can be very basic. You can just batch cook and pull from that. You can do a can of beans and some steamed broccoli and a sweet potato that you cook. It doesn't have to be a big. Oh, there's another thing I did when I had little kids, or when the whole time. This is what I did.
All the children, all the time.
Is like on Monday it would be Mexican day, on Tuesday would be Italian day, on Wednesday would be American, on Thursday would be Asian, and on Friday is takeout or something. But then I didn't have to do recipes.
Well, and so what I love about that is that Jill would say, if you do all your fruits and your vegetables and then you cover them with the spices, you're Italian, you're American, you're whatever.
Exactly.
It tastes the same.
It's the same.
We're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And so we came home and she was right.
Yeah.
It does. You add a whole bunch of vegetables in there. The vegetables, grated carrots that the kids don't even see. They don't even know.
Yeah.
Shredded mushrooms that they don't even know that's in there, but you salt and pepper and season it up.
Vegetables can taste like anything.
Oh,
you
yes,
can do
because they absorb the
vegetable
spice.
saute every night and then just pour spaghetti sauce on top of it one night, pour salsa on it the next night and add some beans, pour a little bit of soy sauce on it the next night. There's your Asian with rice. You just do a saute. You don't have to have all of these unless that's your thing.
Right. There's so many parents out there like, it's not my thing. I just want to feed the children.
Yeah,
I actually just don't want them not to eat anymore.
Basic. Keep it basic. Keep it simple.
Well, and one of the things we even talked about is, to wrap up the how to get your kids interested into eating good foods is to educate them and I say brainwash them, and I know that that's not the best topic, but best idea, but basically you're just telling them what's good for them. And so you would say the yellow is like the sunshine, and we want to have the power of the sunshine, and the green is going to give you the strength like the Incredible Hulk, and just to go in there and make a connection with those fruits and vegetables. You're selling your kids is what you're doing, because here's the deal. They have tasted processed food somewhere along the way. Maybe you've never given it to them before, but they have tasted it. And if you compare processed food and that's what their body's used to versus asparagus or broccoli, there's going to be a little bit of a pushback.
Oh, huge.
And so we got to come in, parents, with guns a-blazing and say, no, broccoli's good. We love broccoli. Yay,
cheer on the
asparagus.
broccoli. That's right. Be the advertisement. You never see a broccoli advertisement, so you got to be the broccoli advertisement.
That's good. That's good.
And so to that point, if you can just get rid of processed food and eat real food, there you go.
Yeah. And so how did you balance that as your kids were growing up, and what did that look like? Because there's a lot of pushback on that, because
and
kids are used to fruit snacks and not real fruit, honestly.
Oh, please just do the real fruit. And again, it's easier. Just do it's not hard to open a banana. It's not hard to eat an apple. You just run it under the water and wash it off. Apples are the greatest convenient food.
They were there in the beginning, right?
What are we doing? It's probably cheaper, and you can get 2 bunches of bananas for like $2.
Right.
It's like I'm saying, keep it so simple that it's not processed.
Yeah.
And but yes, to your point that processed foods are so concentrated. There's actually a brain thing going on there where your brain chemistry is. Human beings want to eat what's easiest and what's most caloric and for the least amount of effort. And so that's a brain thing. And so when you're going back and saying, no, we're going to have our brains function on regular food, there's going to be a week of uncomfortableness. I mean, there's going to be times of uncomfortableness when you're having to go back and eat a more basic diet.
That's good.
Because you've been eating things that are so concentrated.
Right,
so.
right. And so I think that one of the ways that I know that you balance the process and the healthy food is that you just had healthy food.
Yeah,
in
there
your
was
house.
a point at which,
and
I mean, you know what? I couldn't handle it myself.
Right.
So for me to be healthy, I couldn't handle having it in the house. So there were some times where we hid the chips into a place, like I would bring it in and then Todd would hide it somewhere where I wouldn't know where it was, or above where the kids can't get it, you know?
Right.
And so when you're in the process of changing, you're not going to go from nothing to 100%.
Right.
It's going to be a process. And so towards the end, it was definitely more, I had less of that in the house and the friends. You have to own that identity. You're going to be the mom. You're just going to have to own it. To what level you want to do it, you just have to own it. I'm the mom that brings fruit and vegetables and hummus to every party.
That's good.
But people now they kind of love that.
You know? Oh, for sure.
And
and then you found your favorites too. Like you would have popcorn, or you'd have the dip, or you'd have the healthy cinnamon rolls. And so you just kind of bridge the gap from processed food to whole healthy foods. And now
take it a step at a time.
Yeah, and
what
that's
you
who
feel
you
comfortable
are.
doing, what stage of life are you in? Make this change fit for your lifestyle and take it one step at a time. But I'm telling you, it's so much easier just to have whole fruit in there. It's so colorful. It's beautiful. Kids love blueberries. They love bananas and peanut butter and celery and some sort of almond butter if you want.
And so I think sometimes we think that that's more expensive, and I'm so glad that you brought up that it's actually not.
Oh, no.
That fruits and vegetables are not.
No, we're going back to rural China.
Yeah.
We want to eat the Poppers diet, really.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, so I just want to wrap this up and just to remind you parents that the goal is to get your kids to not only desire but hunger for the good for them foods. And it's a process, and it's going to take a little while, but once you get through the process, then their bodies are going to crave the apple, right, Jill? They're going to crave the carrots and the cucumbers, because that's all that their body knows. Their body has been introduced to that. They've had it for a long enough time so that when they do eat something processed, it's almost like their body rejects it. It's too sweet. It's too salty. I mean, and then the parents, as you point out, oh, that makes you run around like a crazy person.
Yeah.
Let's not just point it out.
Yes.
It's awareness, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, awareness. And I would say, again, this is a lifelong process as you're doing this, because we can't get out of the environment that we're in. And so your kids are going to
We're not in rural China. Is
Yeah,
that what you're saying?
We're not
in
modern U.S. where every food is available everywhere, and your kids are going to eat pizza when they go to the youth group or whatever. They're going to eat the candy when they go over to their friend's house. When they go to the birthday party, they're going to be served. When you go home to grandma, you're going to be served, something.
Good,
and so so it's a lifelong process of awareness. You're exactly right. Like show them the process is. Oh, I wonder if, and Cole got really good at this. The last one, my youngest, got really good at recognizing, I've allowed myself to eat this for a couple of days and I am so tired. I have no energy and no motivation. And so then he would have a couple of days where he would run and
work it out of his system
and eat more fruits and vegetables. And he recognizes that he felt better. So it's not about being perfect. It is about awareness. It is about just being along for the ride with them on the process, this whole process of making better decisions. And this is just one area of learning how to make decisions, but they're eventually going to make their own decisions, and it's better to let them feel the effects. Like, it's okay to let your kids feel the pain.
That's good.
We want to take our kids out of pain. We don't want our kids to be uncomfortable, but your neurons don't change unless you really feel that pain. So it's okay. Allow them to make some choices as they get older.
Yes.
And that doesn't have to match up with all of your values. Allow them to do it and allow them to feel the effects of their choices.
That's good. And then just know, parents, that you right now have the biggest influence on what they put in their body. You're
Yeah.
the one that's going to the grocery store. You're the
Yeah.
one that's providing it. It's what's in your pantry. It's what's in your refrigerator. And so
Yeah.
back to the very beginning when Jill just said it's a choice. What choice are you going to provide for your children? Are you going to provide the healthy snack, or are you going to provide the processed snack?
Yeah.
I mean, and so start little bitty steps, maybe do processed snacks once a day and healthy snacks 3 times a day. And then, and weed it out to where that it's not even there anymore. Maybe they don't even miss it.
Yeah. To finish up or give one last thing before we go is it goes back to you're the expert. I'm not the expert for you and your children. You're the expert. So some questions for you to think about as you make these decisions. What is important to you around health, and what season of life are you in, and what values do you and your husband share in your home, and how much energy do you want to give to this? And then look at what's already going well. I mean, what are you already doing that's going well, and how did that come to be? And then what strengths do you bring to the table? Like, what are you a researcher and you love research, so you can research on this? Maybe your husband he loves to cook and chop and, create.
Oh, if only.
Yes,
please.
Actually, Todd is learling that right now.
Love
and
it.
he is like, he goes, I didn't help at all. But what's fascinating is all of the boys, in different ways are wanting to learn how to get in the kitchen. And so or help, in their homes or on their own. So anyways, what strengths do you bring? What's valuable to you? What's important to you? And then make your own decisions.
I love it. Okay, so we don't have to end here. I mean, we have to end the podcast here. It's time to wrap it up. We've taken up plenty of your time, but you guys, Jill has got a website. And so it's hawkinswellness.com, and go check it out. You'll get to see how beautiful she is. And she's got all these incredible resources on the back end of it. And then we'll have a resource. Tell the resource that you wanted to share with the parents for this specific podcast.
Yeah, for this specific podcast, the resource I want to give you is called Kids Eat in Color. Pretty sure it's .com, but it's also on Instagram, Kids Eat in Color. And for parents, the resource, the link I would like to give you is nutritionfacts.org. Nutritionfacts.org. That's more scientific. That he's a nerd, and he makes it small and 4 to 6 minute little increments, but that's the science behind it. But Kids Eat in Color is where you'll get all kinds of ways to help you make it more attractive to eat healthy foods.
Yeah, so go check those sites out, and then go to hawkinswellness.com and book an appointment with Jill. I mean, to help you get jump started, to help you rearrange. She's totally helped me and my daughters. We all absolutely adore Jill. Like, my children eat healthy because of Jill. And so I highly 100% recommend her to help you take the healthy eating to the next level. So we love you, parents. Go be crazy.
Love you. Have fun. Have fun while you're doing it. Make it fun.
Yes, always make it fun. All right, crazycoolfamily.com.